of this material, but to make a long story short, it's simple, sir. We basically, because of the tension that was called upon us through the federal authorities, which I won't get into the details of why, but make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than...
The following audiovisual exhibits are pertaining to a special investigation by the FBI, and according to Scotland Yard, any information regarding these events should be directed towards the New York field office of the FBI, Special Agent John Field. Yes, this is Neil Van Alten on Scottsdale reporting for the BBC. It turns out that early preliminary reports have 18 recently graduated students from Chomsky University found at the site of a graduation party the morning after apparently the revelry began. The 18 bodies were found extremely in an extremely degraded state, beyond recognition, burned beyond recognition. This inferno lasted approximately 3.5 hours before firefighters had it under control. It was a 6-alarm fire, and apparently one of the survivors of the GRAD party, Inferno as it's being called, survived the fire only to have lost his life concurrently by suicide, leaping off of a Manhattan skyscraper in the early morning hours following the soiree. A memorial for the 18 families of the GRAD party, of those lost in the GRAD party, Inferno, has been held. Tonight, NBC premiered the first episode of the series, GRAD Party, which is an edited version of the 9 hours of footage which was acquired during the party. And recent web trends have released the statistics that today on Google, GRAD Party was the top Google search in all worldwide searches. A bit of a twist today in the ongoing saga of the GRAD party. It turns out the dental records of some of the dead individuals have not correlated to their dental records. It's uncertain now what this means. A breaking development in the ongoing GRAD party situation. It turns out the dental records were tampered with. This was the admission of a doctor that was recently charged on an unrelated drug charge. The GRAD party after the final exams, graduation day was held for this small online university called Chomsky University. On day 9 was the graduation party held in the Westchester County of New York State, about 20 minutes outside of the city of Manhattan, or the borough of Manhattan rather. The day after the party, or the morning of, a 6-alarm fire erupted, and it took approximately 3.5 hours to put out the raging inferno. On day 33, FedEx was sent to the Creative Artists Agency, a Hollywood agency, which was sent footage from an anonymous source, apparently, which revealed footage of the last hours of the graduates. On June 3rd, 2012, the night of the party occurred. Following is footage from the exhibit mailed to the agent. I believe his name is Bobby. On record here, it seems to be Bobby Lee of the Creative Artists Agency, who apparently has licensed the footage to Comcast, NBC Universal for broadcast. MSNBC is reporting that one of the victims' father is a South Carolina senator, and he has personally asked the FBI to investigate this. It's uncertain whether arson is at play, although the Westchester Fire Chief has ruled, in fact, that arson is suspected. But it turns out that the father of one of the victims, a South Carolina senator, an incumbent of 33 terms, is ordering an investigation. It's uncertain if it's been a suicide pact, a homicide, or a suicide. The national media here in the United States has actually picked up the story a couple of days after the New York press has covered it extensively. And the funerals today were held on the 7th of June, and a memorial service for all the victims was held, where the president of the university, Abraham Chomsky, the brother of the linguist Noam Chomsky, spoke to the families of the victims, as well as the few surviving members who had left the party early. On July 13, 2012, apparently the FBI commenced an investigation regarding the events surrounding the inferno. Have focused their efforts on locating the host who had rented the party. On the 17th of August, the filmmaker was identified and interrogated by the FBI, who had sent the package to the Creative Origins Agency. It's unknown and uncertain the motive or the causation of the footage acquisition. On the 29th of July, apparently there was an auction held by Creative Origins Agency for the video rights, the licensing for the national syndication and for the distribution of the admittedly macabre footage of their last hours alive of these young graduates who died only a few hours after the footage was filmed. Apparently CNN's reported that NBC is giving all profits from the proceeds from the advertising and exhibition of the GRAD Party series to the families of victims. There's been a trust fund established for the families of the victims who died in that place. The media frenzy really began sometime about 2 weeks after the initial funerals. New footage has been sent, and apparently in a breaking story, to the Washington, D.C. FBI field office that sheds new light on the origin of the footage sent to the Creative Origins Agency 2 months earlier. On the 21st of August, the TV series trailer was released by NBC, which reveals some of the scenes of the upcoming series. And the truth was leaked today. Inadvertently, intentionally, we are not sure. It is very preliminary, but apparently the shit has hit the flat screen, so to speak. Because at this moment right now, both CAA and Comcast, NBC Universal are in damage control. This is an FBI notice, an intention from Scotland Yard and the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
We basically, because of the tension that was called upon us through the federal authorities, which I won't get into the details of why, but make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than fried chicken in South Carolina in August. It's one of those things that I swear to you, if you really get.
Yeah, or if you can do both, whatever.
You know what? Why I'm pissed? I have no bond with nobody at that party. I wanted to share that joy and to have stories, meaningful stories. There is no bond. Thank you, God. For answering my prayers. Yes, I prayed for this. I wanted to be at the fucking top so bad. But I'm at the top. I've reached the top. Yes, I'm at the top. But I didn't want to lose my friends. I didn't want to lose her. It's lonely here. I'm sad. I miss it, God. I missed out. If I can just go back in time, and if I could just do it all over again, and to be with my friends, and to to feel what they felt. No one knows me anymore.
They don't know me!
All those years I've missed out in college just chasing this dream.
Why?
I just wanna go through this one more time, make sure I got it right.
That's understandable, sir.
These little boys and girls
Snot-nosed, every one of them.
fooled you into thinking they were all dead in a fire. Is that right?
Well, sir, I watched the footage. I saw the obituary. I watched the funeral footage. I bought into it like the rest of America. Yeah, I admit, convicted, guilty.
And in fact, in reality, if you'll pardon the expression, they are all alive.
Every last one of them, sir. Apparently, yeah. Every last one of them. Yeah. It turns out they faked it all. To induce us with fraudulent intent to air and broadcast their
That's the word, fraudulence.
Yep.
They made a fool of you, and you made a fool of me. You took me long for the humiliation.
Hey, sir, I did
and
not.
the money.
Well, the money, I do admit, was an incentive, but I did not mean for it to reflect poorly upon you, upon the company and corporation of Comcast or NBC or Universal or any
But it did, boy, it did. It surely did. I am humiliated. I may even be ruined.
Sir, I would like to draw your attention to the silver lining.
You are so lucky. I am not a shooting man.
Except when it's duck season, you're going hunting today. I mean, you know. Now,
Except for ducks.
no one had actually died, even the boy that committed
Except for
suicide.
the fraud, of course.
Certainly is a fraud, and I'm not saying there ain't a crime.
And I am the victim.
Throw away the key. I could care less, but as long as I can film him throwing out the key, that's all I care about, so I can get my 10%. Sir, I want you to consider the following. Even the boy that jumped off the building, you know, the black boy, the gentleman the singer.
Oh, yes.
Even
yes.
Even that corpse was fake. They had taken cadavers out of the lockers, like slabs of meat from the deli, and they put them in that house out there, and they had that party. They had them literally downstairs in the basement on ice during the party. Then at the end of the party, they positioned them out throughout the house. They put them clothes on them that they're wearing, all those, you know, the girls with those tight little dresses, and those boys with those fancy shirts and suits, and those ascots that they were wearing. And they put them on those things so if you found their body and people would assume it was them. It was all a bunch of bullshit. They had thought this thing out for a year going forward. I don't know who the mastermind is, but someone is some evil doctor, evil genius in there, because I don't know what. Dang, between homework and getting laid, I don't know how anyone thinks about that at 22 years old. But hey,
Diabolical.
it is
That's the only
diabolical.
word for it.
It's like Lex Luthor level diabolical. They had filmed themselves not only at the party where they allegedly died, but... Make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than fried chicken in South Carolina in August.
I'm gonna do it.
But what I have done is told people in the industry about the existence of this, because to me it still could be a Blair Witch thing where it's all fictional. I just don't know. To be honest, I was about to report it, but when you get so many tapes from filmmakers trying to do a Blair Witch, you can't report ever, fake.
That's shadow.
22 seconds, just watch that. I got a link right there on the subject line. You just click that, it's going to take you to a page, a YouTube page. The biggest movie ever made was Paranormal Activity, and it's a fake, faux footage, found footage thing. It's a genre unto itself. So let's just stay friendly here because...
The original tape.
Where the hell's my shirt?
Where's he been when he's been like, oh, I'm doing this and doing that? Clearly he's been with me.
I got a link right there on the subject line.
So you're just being fucking ignorant.
I don't know. I don't know who sent it to me, and I say that with the God's honest truth. Think of this, Special Agent.
I'm a bee.
And here's the angle. And you just click that, it's going to take you to a page.
You fucked every single guy in this room.
But someone sent it to me with the hope that I would be able to exploit it into the distribution media, whether it's MTV.
Did you make any copies?
This is my favorite part because it's rich.
Do you really think you can take you seriously in a relationship?
YouTube page.
I don't know the fucking word. Whatever.
Let's look at the facts.
Having entered into preliminary negotiations for the material.
I'm gonna be the upfield nigga. I'm gonna be the average brother with soul. I'm gonna be worldwide, international. I'm gonna be what?
Do you think he's gonna put a ring on that finger?
22 seconds, just watch that.
Like that.
Where's he been when he's been like, oh, I'm in the room, I'm on the phone, or whatever bullshit dumb excuse
You know what? Obviously, he's just fucking a slut.
Oh, my brother ain't million something. Oh yeah, I'm special.
So, right now.
I have it right here.
All right, pull it right now.
You know, and that's all you'll ever be.
Who has the tape?
Because you're boring!
And get back to me after you click it and watch it. I guess I digress. I just want to tell you that it's in my interest to find out what's going on because this would be historic if this was actual found footage of a legitimate nature.
He thinks of me when he's fucking you.
Yeah, I think you'll be quite entertained by it. And let's touch base soon. Because I'd like to know where I stand in all this because my reputation's at stake.
I will do that.
Okay, I'll wait right here.
I'm sure by now you know that the footage you found is real.
Fuck you!
Correct?
Mr. Bryan, let me be brief about the details of this very unique project that I'm offering you an exclusive first look opportunity. City, this town, no one's ever seen something like this. Let me break it down for you in the most simplest words I can. Because of the tension that was called upon us through the federal authorities.
Mr. Lee, this is Bo Broussard. I'm actually with the New York Attorney General's office. And I'm giving you a call in regards to some found footage you may have in your possession.
I did receive through FedEx a copy of this material.
But you want to know something?
I don't know my parents.
9 hours plus of raw material at that graduation party. We are as perplexed as to the nature of why we received this film.
But you want to know something?
I don't know my parents.
Did you make any copies? Did you make any copies?
So I got something real special for you that I think you really like.
Just in a concise one sentence, tips, please.
In a one sentence, make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than fried chicken in South Carolina. Got something real special for you that I think you really like.
Just in a concise one sentence, tips, please.
In a one sentence, concise pitch.
You want to know about the party? Man, I'll tell you about the party. I'll tell you fucking everything you want to know.
Party held in the Westchester County of New York.
And if you would just do me the honor of clicking on the, if you look at your email and pull it up right there on that screen.
Madness.
About 20 minutes outside the city of Manhattan. Or the borough of Manhattan, rather. On day 9 was the graduation party held in the Westchester County of New York.
I'm dropping on my bed like a flying squirrel.
I gotta be honest with you.
FedEx was sent to the Creative Artists Agency, a Hollywood agency, which was sent footage from an anonymous source.
I basically got myself a tape that purports to be the final. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got myself a tape, which when I watched it was about approximately 6 to 7 hours of raw footage involving individuals at a graduation party for a small online college in Manhattan, New York City, okay? And these individuals were doing all of the typical things that individuals of that age do. Fornication, intoxication, flagellation, I don't even know what the other Asians may be, but they were doing them all. So at the end of the day, this is garden variety stuff. I see this shit 5 times a day, even before my breakfast. So this is nothing that would draw my attention. However,
Mr. Lee, this is Bo Broussard. I'm actually with the New York Attorney General's office, and I'm giving you a call in regards to some found footage you may have in your possession.
basically, I got myself months ago I get dozens a day of these films, speculative films made by independent filmmakers and TV producers, pilots and such. Approximately 6 to 7 hours of raw footage involving individuals at a graduation party. I did receive through FedEx a copy of this material.
You said it came anonymously. Did that come through the mail?
By Federal Express, sir.
And do you still have the envelope that it came in?
Absolutely, sir. I mean, we're not idiots. I mean, we are. We ain't from West Virginia. For some reasons, which I will disclose at a further time when it's appropriate at the right suspenseful moment, I suppose, since I've been in this business a lot of years, sir, and I'll admit, when this thing came in anonymously, you must know by now that it came in anonymous, and we still don't know who it came from. But yeah, this was some material that the best of us, the most professional among us, we still don't know what to make of it, heads or tails. But what I have done is told people in the industry about the existence of this, because to me it still could be a Blair Witch thing where it's all fictional. I just don't know. The tape was sent to me, and to be honest, I was about to report it, but when you get so many tapes from filmmakers trying to do a Blair Witch, you can't report fake. The biggest movie ever made was Paranormal Activity, and it's a fake, faux footage, found footage thing. It's a genre unto itself. So when I get tapes like that, if I called the cops I'd be calling the cops every day. This was a tape that was called the graduation party labeled.
Let me tell you something. The feds don't mess around.
And we were about to call you. I got to tell you, we weren't trying to pull any funny stuff, but we just didn't know what we had. I can tell you I've not completed the transaction. I admit that, but I must admit, frankly, I know I'm not under oath, so I'm just saying this out of the goodness of my heart. Think of this, Special Agent. Here's the angle. I was about to call you, boss. If I was trying to hide this, I would not try to shop it.
Yeah, they're always about to call.
We thought nothing of it, but to make a long story short, it's simple, sir. We basically, because of the tension that was called upon us,
Let's go back to the tape.
9 hours plus of raw material for a small online college in Manhattan, New York City, okay? And these individuals were doing all of the typical things that individuals of that age do. Fornication, intoxication, flagellation, I don't even know what the other Asians may be, but they were doing them all. So at the end of the day, this is garden variety stuff. I see this shit 5 times a day, even before my breakfast.
Did you make any copies after you received
No.
the footage?
No, I have not. But
Well, it's certainly not a crime for you to tell anybody about it. But from this point forward, you'd be doing yourself a favor if you wouldn't tell anybody else about this. Because right now, this thing has the potential to really ruin your life.
which I won't get into the details of why, but make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than fried chicken in South Carolina. But someone sent it to me with the hope that I would be able to exploit it into the distribution media, whether it's MTV.
Did you make any copies?
I got something real, so I got something real special for you that I think you really like.
Just in a concise one sentence pitch, please.
In a one sentence, concise pitch. The graduation party is a television.
Stop right there.
No, sir.
This is about a bunch of 20-somethings, self-pitying, boring young people.
I'm just telling you this right now. I want to do anything I can to cooperate in this investigation. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need.
Well, like I said, I need to know that you haven't sold or tried to sell that tape to anybody else. Can you tell me that?
It seems as though.
You know for a fact that they were home and they were burned alive.
Oh yeah, the bodies were found and it was identified, dental records correlated. You know, the whole damn shebangle. I mean,
from their last hours at that graduation party. And I will give you everything. You get me some, I'll get you right now all my people on, so they will give you all the information to how to get in touch with us. We will send you digitally everything we got, and let's touch base soon, because I'd like to know where I stand in all this, because my reputation's at stake.
I'm sure by now you know that the footage you found is real, correct?
What? It was just a party.
You knew.
Why the cameras?
Very powerful man. And he's getting some federal investigation involved. Kids, one of the kids that died. It was one of the girls. This is a daddy. She was the daughter of a South Carolina senator.
Just felt it in your bones. Something bad happened. You knew. You just felt it in your bones. And I knew. Something bad happened.
When he decided to tell his own story.
And I don't know how I knew. But the call said,
When he decided to tell his own story.
your daughter was dead.
It became an
I
emotional.
don't know how I knew. But the call said, my daughter was dead.
And it became an emotional moment.
And I remember looking up and saying, God. As if I was talking to God, myself. You can't be good. How can you be good? Well, for the first time in my life, I understood how someone could consciously decide to commit suicide.
Look at your email and pull it up right there on that screen.
Madness. It was a great party. You should have came. We would have loved to have had you.
Well, you came, right?
You're a very good-looking guy. It would have been great to have you there. I love your eyes. You get lost in them. And I'm sure a lot of the girls. That girl, she'd probably have sex with you on stage in front of a bunch of people. And I'd like to watch. I'd like backstage passes to that show.
It's just as you see, mathematics is free. So bring what you got and give it all to everything me. You do it perfectly. The way you move your sexuality, I'd really like if you were close to me. You know you gotta give it all to me.
take a year off, travel, have a good time, spend money before you owe it back. Lots of it.
Yeah.
That sucks a lot. Yeah, right?
Shake, shake, shake.
A lot.
Shake, shake. It's time.
A lot.
Tomorrow, Washington is going to tackle an SOS from 6 million Americans, and thousands of you wrote us with your story.
And the entire purpose of high school is to prepare students for college. The annual cost to attend the average private four-year college in America today is $27,293, up 29% from 5 years ago. They're taught that if they get into a great college and get their college degree, any type of job they desire in the field of their choice will be there waiting for them. After getting their dream job, they will be able to buy any car and house they desire, start their own family, and live the American dream. College in America today teach students the knowledge necessary to start their own business, invent their own product, or even how to use the internet and other free resources to become educated about things without attention.
I'm back on the block, man. I love getting